Fourth and finally, I'm going to ship Galactic Chef this year. Nope.
Well, that didn't age well. Unfortunately, 2023 did not go at all to plan. When I set those New Year's resolutions, I thought a year would be plenty of time to finish Galactic Chef, but unfortunately got a bit lost along the way. Part of it was struggling with mental health issues, and I had some other medical concerns, but the bigger thing is just I spent a lot of time on the wrong things. I once again got tunnel visioned on the coding and the systems, and I didn't leave nearly enough time for content. That's something I didn't realize until even within the last month. Until pretty recently, I've been still trying toward that goal of releasing the finished game by the end of the year. I kept working backward from the end of the year, planning timelines to see how fast I would need to move to get there. But every time I would fall behind that timeline because it was based on that end goal rather than realistically how long things would take. I gave it my best shot, but I just lost too much time before I got my act together. I think I have been a lot more productive lately. I think things have been improving, but I do just need a bit more time. Unfortunately, this is going to be another rushed last-minute kind of devlog because until today, I had different plans for this devlog. Up until the last week, I thought I was going to at least get a full-length beta out by the end of the year. Just in the last few days, I finally decided it's not realistic, it's not happening. I could try to squeeze something out, but it would probably be a buggy mess, and that's not really, there's no point in that. I need to take the time to at least get a build where I think things are in good shape, and then when people play test it, they can tell me about the things that I didn't catch or what's the highest priority things to improve, rather than everyone just telling me about the buggy mess that I should have cleaned up before shipping a beta. This video, I want to talk a little bit more about what I actually have gotten done this year, because I think that's a little bit more of a positive take on things. Let's start where I left off on the last devlog with reworking those first 3 contests. I think the tutorial flow is a lot better now, and the Kmokum Viffle contest has been replaced with a 3-part Chef's Gauntlet. Once I shipped that and added back the pilot episode, it seemed like the next biggest priority was actually changing the NPC dishes, which I had started handcrafting because the procedural dish generation wasn't working very well. But the problem is, I was just introducing random flaws in each dish to make sure it would be possible to beat the NPCs. I wasn't spending a lot of time thinking about exact score targets, and really this determines the difficulty level of the game, so I needed to get it right. If I was going to be targeting specific numbers and coming up with dishes to get those scores, it was going to take way too long, especially when I moved on to a full-length season and I had 16 challenges to make dishes for every NPC. It was just not going to work. So I went back to the dish generator and finally got it working well. And so now I have an interface where I just have it generate those dishes in bulk to a spread of scores, and then I can save them if I'm happy with them. The next thing I've done recently is working on liquid simulation again, because there's still some problems there. I've had on the backlog for years to make liquids re-solidify in the case of, for example, something melting and then cooling back down, and I've finally done it. I also don't think I ever mentioned that a while back I switched to using pigments for colors of particles instead of hue, saturation, and value. Those pigments are what dissolve out into a liquid instead of trying to do some kind of weird color blend. It's just more realistic this way. And I'm going to just wrap up here because honestly I can't remember what I have and haven't talked about at this point. I've done a bunch of different takes. I'm sure I've covered some of the things I wanted to talk about, but not all of them. Hopefully I can stitch something sensible together, but I want to close with a few thoughts about the next steps. So, I'm aiming to ship the full-length beta on January 18th, and this time that's actually based on the work and how long I think it's going to take instead of me trying to fit a predetermined timeline. I'm hoping to ship the finished game in the next few months. I wish it could be sooner, but I think realistically I need a few months to finally ramp up the marketing for one thing, which I should have been doing for a long time already. But I'm not going to go into any of the plans beyond the 18th right now because The beta test feedback is going to be driving a lot of things. I feel like I need to stay flexible to adjust my priorities based on that. For example, if the game needs to be longer or if it needs more polish in different areas, etc. But I'm also going to be time boxing a bit more to try to prevent the kind of scope creep that I've been doing over the last, 5 years now, I think. I am planning on a more planned and more structured 2024. I'm probably not doing videos every single month, but it'll still be close to once a month, especially when you mix in trailers and things. So as always, it really helps me out if you hit the like button, spread the word, and subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, thanks for watching.